we know if he's still in the Llano County Jail?
So that was Donald Briggs. I don't know.
But that
I'm checking.
Mine is delayed or Russ, I think you were asking about Donald Summers, or were you asking about Donald Briggs? Or any?
I think Donald, whichever one that we believe is the actual father, I think it's Donald Briggs.
Okay.
I confuse the two because they have the same first name.
Yeah. The Summers, I know Mariah said that he was not the father, but the Riggs, she believes he's the father.
Who knows?
I mean, if he's still incarcerated, the department, my thought is the department could take an acknowledgement of paternity and go see him and ask him if he's the father and if he's willing to sign it. Would that, if he was willing to sign that, would that be sufficient for the court judge?
Yeah, what if I just appointed an attorney to go do that? He might be better knowing his history and having government involvement with him for a long time. He might be better with just a lawyer going and talking to him.
I don't disagree.
Let me see somebody that's kind of around Llano. I mean, I just texted the county attorney's office. Nina Willis, she does San Saba and Llano. What about that? Let me look at my Llano list real quick. You know who would do it? Becky Lang.
Becky would be good.
Yeah, she'll do it. And she goes over to the jail a lot. Mr. Baker, could you, let's see, I just got a text from county attorney's office. Yes, he is still in the Llano jail. There are not any notes to say whether or not he'll be there much longer. I'm checking to see if he has any pending cases. I was saying they already had worked out a deal and he took a plea deal, but he may be waiting to catch Jane.
Well, it'd be nice to catch him before he ships off to TDC.
Yeah, let me call Becky and just tell her to come on. Let me see if I can get her. So just to not reinvent the wheel.
Hey, girl.
Hey, you're in court in San Saba right now, okay?
Okay.
On Zoom.
Okay.
We have a case that we think the dad, well, we know he's in the San Saba, Llano jail. His name is Donald Briggs. Do you know him?
Not off the top of my head. Briggs, B-R-I-G-S, or Riggs?
Riggs. Riggs have been around San Saba for a long, long time. You know Ray Riggs,
yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, wasn't there a police officer?
Yeah, Ray Riggs was police chief in San Saba.
Yep.
And I think Randy and Donald Ray's child. Yes, Donna's, yes, okay. So anyway, he's in jail for, I don't know, I think hauling a bunch of meth or something, and between Llano and San Saba, they got him in Llano. Carrie thinks he maybe got a plea deal. But anyway, according to, let's see, Sandy Lancaster's filling in on this case for us today. She's saying that the AG's office is saying all their DNA testing, blah, 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 is down. So Marcus represents a child, and this is like the third or fourth time we've had this mom, and nobody's here to, Emily represents her, and of course no parents are here today. But basically, long story, we need you to go to the Llano jail and see if this dude will sign an acknowledgement of paternity.
I can do that.
I doubt he will, but it might be his son that could be the father too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I said when we first heard of that. Or Patrick Howard is here. Patrick represents another one of her prior alleged dads. So
Okay.
anyway,
Can somebody send me the style and the pleading so I can draft an acknowledgement of paternity, or maybe Randy could just send me whatever?
yeah,
So I can have it with me when I go. Yep, I can get that done.
I have Randy and Russ here. Why don't y'all draft an acknowledgement of paternity for Becky to take with her? And Carrie's checking to see if he's taking a deal or, okay, hold on, Carrie just texted me back.
Okay.
And let's see. Y'all had a case on him when you were county attorney. Looks like y'all rejected it. So I don't think that's a conflict.
Okay.
I mean,
And
that
I'm
would
looking
have
through
been,
my database here. I don't see any.
okay, that would have been years ago.
Judge, could she be appointed to Donald Riggs or Austin Riggs? Or do you just want to appoint her to Donald only?
I mean, Becky doesn't, well, I mean, if she wants to join us on San Saba in this case, I mean, I kind of just wanted her to go out there and do that. Why don't you report back on the us for that and see if he'll sign that, and then we can go from there.
That sounds just dandy. So yeah, just somebody, Russ or Randy, send me whatever you can, and then I will get up there and we'll figure something out. Okay?
Okay, can y'all do that, Russ or Randy?
I'm texting Miss Tupin right now and asking her if she can draft that for us.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, okay, bye y'all.
Bye. Okay. She goes to the jail a lot, so I think that'll make sense. So I'm gonna put on the docket sheet, Becky Lang appointed for Donald Riggs for possible acknowledgement of paternity. I mean, I don't know anything about him. Is he the kind of guy that would sign something like that? Y'all probably know him better than me.
I don't know, Judge, but it's worth a shot. And I would ask, I think if he won't sign it, that we need a standalone order from the court that orders the department to do an over-the-counter DNA test, and orders him to submit to it and orders the department to pay for it. And I mean, isn't that what you would need, Morgan? If we're going to get this done?
Well, I'm gonna go on and add DNA on Donald and Austin Riggs paid for by CPS.
And I can have Amanda get you a standalone order on that if you need it. Or do you need a standalone order, Morgan, or just a part of the regular order?
Well, I mean, whichever's quicker. If it's quicker just to do a standalone so we can get it going, but it doesn't matter to me. If you think you can get the permanency order out quick, then whichever one.
I'll talk to Amanda and ask her.
Standalone's quicker because we already have the form. Just got to change it to say it's paid for by the department. But I want to go on and add on. I mean, while we're doing it, we might as well go on and add Austin to it and just wait and hold it all to see if Donald acknowledges.
Yeah.
And I might want to go on and do a standalone for the CPS to pay for Donald Summers too. What do y'all think?
Your Honor, I think that she was pretty clear saying that she didn't believe Donald was the father on that.
Okay.
I did believe there was a third person that she mentioned, and I can't recall it at this moment, but I can look it up. And Donald has spent quite a bit of time in TDC, so I suspect he's probably not going to sign this acknowledgement.
Yeah, I bet. Okay. Miss Lancaster, any update from talking to mom or hearing from mom or anything?
Mom has not got in contact with the department. I know they drove out to the trailer that she was supposedly staying at, and the gentleman stated that she did not live there, said she was staying with her boyfriend, and they went over there and nobody answered the door when they went to go check out that other place.
Okay. What's up with CPS? Well, hold on, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, anything else, Mr. Robinson or Mr. Baker?
Oh, I was just going to confirm with Miss Lancaster. I think I saw you shaking your head no earlier when the judge was talking, but has the department had any contact with Miss Cromine since her release from jail?
No, none at all.
Has the department tried to reach out to her and make contact?
Yes, sir.
on one or more occasions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And she has not reached out to you on her own accord or by her own volition?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Judge, what was that? I just needed to clear that up.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think the other issue the court was that the court needs to address is the foster parents getting foster benefits. I think that was brought up by CASA.
Correct.
Department, what's the status of that? The CASA, in the CASA report, it says that the foster placement isn't getting foster money on either child.
I was not aware of that, but I can check on that when we get out of court and email everybody an update on that.
Okay, please do.
Yeah,
Yes,
if
sir.
we can just get that information prior, like we were working with getting, I don't know about for Emory, that's a different caseworker, and I think they were waiting for Miss Wilson's licensing, but there was a little glitch in the system, but that was fixed back in June. So we're not, like I said, I wasn't aware that this was still an issue. So let us know ahead of time, and we can start working on it prior.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions of Ms. Lancaster?
I don't, Judge.
No, nobody else? Okay, thank you. County Attorney's Office, y'all have any more witnesses?
CASA, if CASA would like to give us an update.
And I want to know, Don, I want to know what you're talking about in your report about the money also.
All I know is I was asking Contessa about the foster payments, and she said she didn't know.
Did anybody hear that?
And
No.
We didn't hear. We're not understanding anything you're saying.
I just feel like they did through the process. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I had just asked Contessa about her foster payments, and she told me she hadn't been getting any. And I asked her, have you not gotten any? And she said, no, not on either one of the kids. And that was my only concern. I mean, they don't necessarily have to have it to take care of the kids. And I don't want y'all to think that they can't, but they have to travel for all those doctor's appointments 2 hours away, one way.
Right.
Some of those. And I just feel like, they've worked to get their foster payments, and somebody's either dropping the ball or not doing something. But that was just kind of in conversation one day, and it kind of surprised me. But that was one of my main concerns. Of course, my other concern is the health of the baby. I think he's got a long road ahead of him. He's got so many issues, and so many I'm wondering if they haven't found yet. So I think he's going to be the worst of the three.
How is he progressing, like milestone wise, as a baby?
I think, considering all of his health issues, I think he's done other than his weight. He's having trouble with weight. They changed him to a different formula, which, is maybe helping a little bit, but they put him on some medication for the vomiting. Spitting up, I guess, after feedings. And I think that seemed to help a little bit. And, but he still only weighs, I think, 11 pounds, something like that at 4 months old. So, the doctors are very concerned about his weight. But.
I wonder, this is kind of a money question. Does CPS, is Miss Contessa eligible for any kinship funds? Or, since she's got the other kids that are siblings, or is kinship involved? Anybody, Miss Shahan, or anybody know that?
Yeah, kinship was involved up until she became licensed, which would have been, and I'm wrong, but that would have been early June. and there was an issue with her resource ID getting put into the Texas system. But like I said, all of that was fixed. It looks like June 25th. I do know that they're just like any other kind of payment with the department, there could be a delay, like a 30-day delay. So yeah, I mean, she should be getting something. But yeah, to answer your question, she had kinship until she was licensed, and then kinship goes away just like in any other case, and the foster agency takes over.
Okay, Ms. Wilson, we'll get to you in a second. But is she licensed for CASA?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll get to Miss Wilson in a second. Anybody else have any questions of Miss Donna?
No, ma'am.
Okay, any more witnesses? You want to call Miss Wilson, Mr. Baker?
Well, we need to hear from Miss Wilson, I think. So
Yeah, that's what I said. Yes.
I just don't know what specific question you want to ask her.
She can just knowing her, she knows it all. She can just tell
Yeah.
us.
Miss Wilson, what's going on with your funding and that sort of stuff?
So for Emery here, the kinship funds ended in April. And I haven't gotten any foster payments for her since we've been licensed for her. Have not received any for Kaysen either. I was told by Audrey they needed a 2054, and that was 2 weeks ago, and haven't heard anything since on that.
For Emery?
No, for Kaysen.
2054.
No, yeah, I apologize. That's inaccurate. We don't do 2054s for this.
Yeah.
Not sure. And I know I was out and now Audrey's out, so we probably just didn't have a chance to cross paths and talk about this, but yeah. I'm still trying to look in our system for anything.
Okay. Outside of that, how are the kids doing, Miss Wilson?
They're doing pretty good. We did have Kaysen's 4-month well child yesterday, and like Donna said, they're very concerned about his weight, and to the point where she almost wanted to put an NG tube in him yesterday to get him to gain weight. But
Wow.
since he will be inpatient tomorrow for his surgery, and we meet with GI 2 weeks after that, she wanted to wait and see what GI had to say. He's now on a lactose-free formula and seems to be doing a little bit better. But we are still struggling with that weight gain. He does have quite a bit of vomiting like we had with the other two. But we're doing our best to keep him gaining weight. I know.
Emery is Mance's, I think, right? Emery's an
correct.
adoption, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we don't know anything about Miss Millway. You don't know anything about that, do you?
No.
Right. Miss Wilson, how is Kaysen on you were shaking your head when I talked about milestones. Talk to me about that.
So he is delayed on his milestones. Some of it he's not wanting to do like some of the things because of the colostomy. Colostomy, he does not like doing tummy time, so he's struggling with like some of the pushing up. But he does have good head control. He's not wanting to like put his legs down and stuff, but we did start physical therapy last week. And we're evaluated for occupational therapy, so we should be starting that here in a couple of weeks.
Okay, good. So
He will also, sorry.
Go on.
He also has torticollis, so he's got a tightness in his neck and he's got a flat head, so he'll be getting a helmet.
Okay. You know what? I know we always have, Superior doesn't want to pay for those helmets. So we probably need to order, don't y'all think, for ordering the department or some Superior to pay for that? Surely with this baby they would, but don't get me on that one. I'll just put it in the docket sheet.
Yeah, I did run into that issue because Hadley, who was adopted, was her son, was supposed to get a helmet, but no one in CPS could get anyone to pay for it, so he never got his helmet.
So there's an appeal process. I don't know what happened with the other ones, but when you do the one for CASA, if Medicaid denies it, there's an appeal process that we can try and go through. And then if that also doesn't go through, then last resort would be a court order.
Would be a what?
A court order.
Well, court, you got a court order right now. I mean, I don't know why we have to go, make the foster parents go through all the hassle to screw with that. And all that is time is of the essence for this little guy, for his head to be growing, blah, 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 blah. So no, there's not, I mean, we're just gonna do it, period. I mean, I don't care. It's ridiculous. So, okay. Anybody else have anything, Ms. Wilson? Mr. Baker, any more witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Let's see, Ms. Miller, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, no witnesses.
Okay, Mr. Howard? Mr. Howard, any witnesses?
I have no witnesses, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wood, what do you think about everything?
Judge, I would like to get paternity established on Dad. And I think Contessa's doing a great job. I would like to make sure she gets some kind of payment set up. But everything else seems to be going well.
What do you think about the helmet order?
I'm for it. I mean, if there's anything I need to do, I'll do it.
You think we should have to wait till appeals and blah, blah, blah?
No, I think time is of the essence for this.
Me too. Okay. Okay, anybody else have anything they want to add? Question. Next permanency hearing is 12/9. Do we need to make that a final trial also and just keep our fingers crossed so we get DNA back? We've never gone, I don't believe, a whole year on any of these cases. Well, no comment, so I just will.
Yes, Judge, I'm in favor.
Okay.
We can always change it if we don't have DNA squared away by then.
Correct, because our dismissal date is in April, so I think I upped them. Well, no, the trial's 3/24, so yeah, okay, we'll just do that. Okay, so the docket sheet says Becky Lang appointed for Donald Riggs for possible acknowledgement of paternity. DNA on Donald and Austin Riggs, paid for by the department and facilitated by CPS. At CPS is to report to all and the court about funds to foster family by 9/10/25. CPS superior to pay for the child's helmet. Next permanency hearing final trial is 12/9/25. Anybody need any other orders? No. Okay, well, we're always happy to hear from y'all, Miss Wilson, and hear about our kiddos and see our kiddos and watch them grow. And we appreciate everything you do. Thank goodness that you know what you're doing, because most of us wouldn't have a clue. So good luck to you and the CASA, and hope everything goes well. And I'll sign on those papers in just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Thank y'all.
Judge, will you make sure I get a copy of those so I can send it over to the doctors, because they've been reaching out for me to me for that.
For what?
The signed orders
Yeah, they'll come from Amanda.
for case and surgery tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And this is my only case. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, cause number 10445 in the interest of Metter children. Okay, it's a permanency hearing while we're in an extension. Y'all went to mediation, no settlement and mediation. I wanted to know if the grandparents are getting any kinship or any kind of benefits from the department. Kiddos are doing well with the grandparents. There's a recommendation about mom visit 2 hours unsupervised at her home. So sounds like Miss Metter's doing well. We hadn't heard from Joshua Metter in a long time. He's not doing his service plan. Concerns about mom and him getting back together at the end of this case, but nothing we can do about that now. So that's what I have. So Mr. Baker, Mr. Robinson, y'all may begin.
Okay, Judge, just to clarify for mediation, while no agreement was reached, if memory serves, the parties agreed to push mediation off until October or November and reconvene that.
Okay.
Ms. Shell can correct me if I'm wrong, but I recall that's what we did.
No, I think that's right. Nobody was really in a position to move. So I think more time and more services hopefully will change that.
It seemed kind of early from when when we granted the extension or whatever it was. So, yeah. Okay.
Okay, department, what's going on with kinship, money to the grandparents? Let's address that issue first. Where is our department? There's Stacy. I didn't see you up there in the top left corner. Stacy, what's are the grandparents getting any kinship funds?
They are getting some at this time, yes, sir.
And are they licensed foster already, or
No, they are not.
they're just kinship? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they are getting kinship funds. Since our last hearing, can you talk about mom's progress on a service plan and what's happened since then?
Mm-hmm. So mom, she continues to meet her requirements for her drug testing, and she's also had a I think she's had 2 nail tests. She had one in May of 28 that was negative, and she had another one on 7/10 that was negative, and both of those she has paid for herself.
And on negative for drugs and alcohol, or was the
Yes,
test
sir.
for both?
Yes, sir. She has been negative with both testing.
Okay. And since our last hearing, mom also submitted to a PEth alcohol test too, right?
Yes, sir.
And what was the result of that?
That she had a significant to above average range of use
For
with her.
alcohol.
Yes, for alcohol.
So it's positive for alcohol in a moderate
Yes.
use range?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that test was performed after she was arrested for DWI, correct?
Yes.
All right. Outside of testing, has Miss Metter made progress on any other aspect of her service plan since our last hearing?
She continues to get counseling with Miss Cheryl Lane, and that I got an update from her just last week about Miss Metter keeps, she's staying on task with meeting the requirements for her drug testing and reevaluating her choices and things of that nature, recognizing what she's done in the past is wrong.
Is she still in individual counseling?
She is.
Okay. Are you receiving therapy notes and progress notes from the counselor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's Miss Cheryl Lane. She's the one that has addressed that. Yes.
I got you.
And she did another SASE on 6/30.
And what did the SASE on 6/30? What were the results of that?
But she came back with a high probability of substance abuse disorder and a significant clinical issue of defensiveness.
Okay. Did any recommendations for treatment come out of that OSAR?
Just that she continue her drug testing and outpatient services.
Okay. Is she currently in intensive outpatient treatment after that SASE was performed?
Yeah, she has not stopped that even with her her success. I mean, she continues to reach out to the Blue Bonnet Trails is what I was understanding. Yes.
Okay, so intensive outpatient treatment is for a specific number of classes and time, but is she attending, and it's usually like once a week, is she doing that?
Yes, sir. She completed it. I'm not sure what the exact date was when she completed those classes, but she continues to utilize Celebrate Recovery and then, like I said, with Miss Cheryl Lane, I believe.
Okay, one last question. With regard to alcohol testing, how often is the department testing Miss Metter for alcohol?
She's
On
being
on
tested.
UA, let me clarify that, on urinalysis testing.
She is testing twice monthly.
Okay. With regard to alcohol, after the last hearing, or after we found out that she had been arrested for DWI, and she threw a positive alcohol test via PEth, do you think it might be appropriate for her to start testing for alcohol on a weekly basis?
I mean, I did not change that testing requirement.
I know you haven't.
She
I'm
tests
asking if you think it, I'm thinking if I'm asking if you think it would be appropriate to change it. I'll make it a two-part question. When's the last time has Miss Metter, have you ever asked Miss Metter or had Miss Metter submit to a hair follicle for ethanol, alcohol?
No, sir.
Okay. If not weekly testing for alcohol, do you think it would be appropriate for Miss Metter to submit to a hair strand test for alcohol once every, say, 60 to 90 days?
I think I don't even know how to answer that, and I'm sorry. I mean, she has not she's been compliant with her testing. She has done the nail test and she's done the PEth test. I feel like, I think
But
that's
Miss Campbell, she also got arrested for DWI in Llano, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she also lied about it in court, or failed to disclose that she got a DWI to the court at her next hearing and to her attorney. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
And she's tested positive on a blood test for alcohol subsequent to that, right?
Yes, sir.
So considering that, don't you think it would be appropriate that the department increase her alcohol testing to stay on top of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With regard to Josh Metter, has he done anything on his service plan?
He has not.
Has he indicated whether he intends, has he told the department whether he intends to do anything on his service plan?
I spoke with Mr. Metter on the 15th of August. I stopped by his house unannounced and was able to speak with him. And he did tell me that he is not going to work services with the department. I asked him if he had, if he missed his children, if he wanted to see his children. And he said he did, but he'll let somebody else raise them and he'll see them later.
Okay.
And that's the first time I've talked to him in months.
So we got and he just got released from prison not too long ago, and he's on parole, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we've got a dad who's on parole, who's not willing to do services. And of course, you're aware that Miss Metter was arrested for DWI and Josh was in the car with her, correct?
Yes, sir.
So we've got a dad who's on parole, not willing to do services, and a mom who's hanging out with dad, who's on parole, getting arrested for DWI. Do you consider that to be a problem?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will pass the witness.
Anybody have any questions, Ms. Campbell?
I do.
Michelle?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Campbell, the PET test, the blood test for alcohol, that was taken back in June. Is that correct? June the 18th?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that taken as a result of everybody finding out about the DWI a couple weeks before?
Yes, ma'am.
With regards to the PET test, are you aware that that goes back about 3 to 4 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
And so when she took the test on June the 18th, that would have covered the time period in which we've all known that she consumed alcohol, correct?
Yes.
That didn't provide any new information. Would you agree?
Yes.
And would you also agree that the PET test showed a level of 172 nanograms per milliliter? Do you recall those results?
Yes.
And everything that I've looked at indicates that anything under 220 is an occasional social drinking level.
I'm
And
going to
you,
object to this line of questioning because this worker is not qualified to testify to anything with the word nanograms in it.
Judge, she already testified that it was indicative of significant drinking. And so I think I get to go into the same line of questioning that the department went into with the same witness.
If Ms. Campbell, if you have a chart that shows minimum, small, lot, I mean, where are you getting this information from?
That was my next question.
Okay, overrule. Go on, Ms. Shell.
Ms. Campbell, what I was saying is everything that I've looked at indicates that that's a moderate or social level. And you testified that it was indicative of a significant drinker. And so I was just wondering where you got that information.
Counsel's questions are relying on information that's just not in evidence regarding what Ms. Shell has researched or found perhaps via Google. I mean, I don't know where she's getting her information about the basis for her question, but it's certainly not in evidence.
Judge, I'm just asking the source of her information. That she can answer that question.
Yeah.
My question is not testimony.
I want to know where she found it, and I want to know the chart. I want to know all that stuff too.
Judge, I might be able to answer that.
She testified to it. I'm asking her the source of her information that she testified to.
I believe the source is either on it's either on the actual PET test result itself, or it's information that was provided by my office to her.
Thank you. I was
okay.
By me
It's
specifically.
appropriate for her to I mean, if the objection was going to be made, it should have been made when she testified about the results, not when I asked a follow-up question. But everybody liked that answer, so we're not going to object to it.
Okay, y'all, I don't have time for all this. Just go on, Michelle.
I just want to know, is that something you can produce to the court? Because I think it's a huge difference to say it's a moderate versus a significant drinking problem in this particular case. And so is whatever source of your information, is that something that you can provide to the court?
Initially, I thought it was on the PEF test, but it is not on the PEF test. But I do recall seeing an email regarding the results of the test.
Right. So you're repeating what somebody else told you in an email, correct?
Quite possibly, yes.
Okay. You don't have a chart or anything in front of you that gives you the capability to testify that her results are indicative of a significant drinker. Is that right?
Not in front of me, no, ma'am.
Okay. Is that something that you will send to me and everybody else in this case, counsel-wise, to show the source of that information?
If I have it, I mean, I don't know, I haven't, maybe I misspoke on the significant part of it, but it is moderate. It is only, what, 50 levels off of the significant use,
But you
according
have
to
no
you.
idea what that means, Ms. Campbell, correct?
I do.
I don't know what it
Okay,
means. Do
okay.
you know what it means? I mean, you can
Well, no.
agree with me that it's a pretty serious thing to come before this court under oath and testify that she has a significant drinking problem whenever you really don't know what those levels mean, right?
Okay.
Would you agree that that's a problem?
I don't necessarily agree that it's, it was a misspoken word, like it's not,
I'm not blaming you, Ms. Campbell. I just want that's a strong message that was conveyed to the court. So I think we can move on. All right. So the permanency plan has changed to relative conservatorship. Is that true?
yes, ma'am.
At the last hearing in May, the plan was family reunification. Is that also true?
That is.
And is the result of, is the permanency plan changing to relative conservatorship? Is that the result of Ms. Metter's DWI and her being untruthful with all of us about that DWI?
Yes, ma'am.
In your mind, what does relative conservatorship mean for Ms. Metter in the long term?
In the long term, it means that her parental rights stay intact and that she has the opportunity to continue to improve her situation and file with court to have the children back in her care.
Understood. Thank you. And there's still 4 months left in this case under the extension. Would you agree with that? In general, 4 months?
Roughly,
I think
yes, ma'am.
4 months and 4 days or so. Is that right?
Roughly, yes, ma'am.
And would you agree with me that a lot of progress can be made by Ms. Metter in that time?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, if Ms. Metter continues her sobriety, right? No positive tests, she's doing everything she can do under the service plan. If she continues all of that for the next 4 months, do you believe that the permanency plan should then change?
Your Honor, I don't believe she's capable or qualified to answer a legal question about the permanency plan and the factors that go into making that decision. I think that's an attorney decision.
And Judge, she's not
But
even the person that's capable of making that decision.
she's the one who signed and filed a report. I mean,
But the individual
Okay.
caseworkers don't make the decision whether to change permanency goals.
okay,
So
then I'll
they're
ask a
making
different question, I
Okay, well,
guess. I mean,
I don't know who doesn't, because it's in the report. I mean, either she does or the supervisor, because I mean, I don't think they're consulting y'all about that before they do their reports.
and I can ask her opinion, Judge.
I got it, Michelle, go on.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. May I interrupt and ask who Tana Miller with CASA is?
She's a new supervisor.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of head shaking and eye rolling, and I don't think that's appropriate in this case
Okay.
or any case. I don't know if that's in response to the testimony, but if I could ask that cease.
Okay, I'm not watching that because I don't watch all y'all at the same time. I'm just watching Michelle.
No, ma'am, I apologize. That had nothing to do with court. I'm sorry.
Don't anybody do that. Okay, go on, Michelle.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Ms. Campbell, my question was, if Ms. Metter continues to stay sober and do all of her services, do you believe the permanency plan should change back to family reunification in 4 more months at the end of this case?
Objection, speculation, calls for speculation.
Her own opinion. You can,
There is
don't know how
always,
that's,
There's an
Assuming,
objection. There's an
assuming,
objection right now, Ms. Campbell.
Miss Campbell, assuming, I got another case in 7 minutes. And then I have a meeting, so we're hurrying up. Miss Campbell, assuming Miss Metter does her service plan and gets on it and tests clean, et cetera, now answer Miss Shell's question.
There is always a possibility of it.
I know that, Ms. Campbell. I just asked your opinion. Your opinion. As the person who
Objection.
deals
I
with
think
these
she just
kids.
gave her opinion.
He did.
Always.
Did. Okay, go on. I'm in a hurry. Go on.
Well, Judge, it's not my fault everybody keeps objecting.
I know, but we got the point across. And I know exactly what you're talking about, and I agree.
I appreciate it, Judge. Ms. Campbell, this is probably my fault. I did not let you know, but are you aware that Mr. Metter and Ms. Metter were divorced a couple of weeks ago in San Saba?
I knew it was coming up. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I'll send everybody a copy of that just so you have it, but their divorce is final, okay? You indicated that it concerned you that she had been in the car with Mr. Metter back in May, but we can all agree that that was 3 months ago, correct?
Yes.
And do you have any evidence that they've had any communication with each other since then?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this could have been an oversight, but you testified that Ms. Metter took a nail test on July 10th of this year that was negative for all substances, correct?
Yes.
However, I don't see that negative nail test noted in your report. Was that an oversight?
It was an oversight. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make sure it ends up in the next report?
Yes, ma'am.
And she had two,
Hold on. What was the date of that? July?
it was July the
July
10th.
10th.
Okay.
And she had 2 diluted UAs prior to that, is that correct?
Yes.
And did Ms. Metter take that July 10th nail test to alleviate any concerns around the diluted UAs?
I did not.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
object.
why she took
Ms.
it.
Campbell cannot testify as to the reason that Ms. Metter took a test. Ms. Metter's intention.
Sustained.
Sure. Did I convey to you that that's the reason she took the test in an email?
Your Honor, that's not relevant. What Ms. Shell conveyed about her client's wishes to the worker. We don't need the worker to regurgitate Ms. Shell's wishes.
I love how the rules of evidence all of a sudden apply in this case.
Michelle, I don't really.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Hold on. I don't really appreciate that comment because number one, I hadn't ruled on Ms. Miller's objection. And if you'd have just been quiet after Ms. Miller said something, I would have overruled her objection.
Understood. I'm sorry, Judge. It's just frustrating because there's never any objections when the department's asking questions. It's just when I am. But I understand. It wasn't directed at the court.
Sounded like on.
I'll pass the letter.
Anybody have any questions? Other questions of Ms. Campbell?
Your Honor, I do, and I'm afraid it's going to take me more than 3 minutes, but I'll do my best.
Well,
Ms. Campbell.
Oh, hold on. Let me just text the next one, or let me put them in a. Let me just go on.
Ms. Campbell, you can't give Ms. Metter a test for lying, can you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And of course, through your conversation with Ms. Shell and also with the department, you testified about the lies that she told to this court, the parties, and clearly her own attorney while she was asking for increased visitation after having just received a DWI at the last hearing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you consider that alcohol poses an ongoing risk to the children?
Yes.
Okay. And do you understand that during unsupervised visits, that no one is present during those visits?
Correct.
Okay, that's the whole point of unsupervised, correct?
Yes, but I didn't know that I recommended that.
Well, are you aware that there is a recommendation for somebody that the mother receive unsupervised visits? Maybe from you, maybe from CASA. Are you aware of that? Let me just rephrase the question in the interest of time. Are you supporting the mother having unsupervised visits now?
Not at this time, no, ma'am.
Okay. And before that recommendation is made, aren't you required to consider a person's criminal history,
Yes,
their honesty,
yes,
and other risk factors?
yes.
Did you complete a risk assessment since the arrest?
No, not officially, no.
All right. So not officially, what does that mean?
Well, I haven't done it like her home is always being assessed. Every time I visit her, it's an assessment on what she
Okay.
has accomplished, what she is providing, things of that nature.
Okay, but you know what a risk assessment is, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Would you be willing to complete a risk assessment before recommending any unsupervised visits with this mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what color is the mother's hair today?
It's dark brown.
Okay, it looks almost black.
She hasn't been coloring her hair. I've been taking pictures of her hair.
Okay, so you're confident that she's not coloring her hair,
I'm confident that she's not coloring her hair.
and it doesn't look darker to you today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. In your training, does dishonesty to the court raise concerns about compliance with other portions of the safety plan or the mother service plan?
Yes.
What are your concerns?
That she was dishonest and after she had the opportunity at any given time to tell the truth prior to us going to court that day and prior to anybody learning that she had been arrested.
Okay. And are you aware that she has been observed in Josh's company since her divorce?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
How do you weigh a parent's credibility when assessing that risk to a child?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
How do you weigh the credibility of a parent? How does that factor in when assessing the risk of that dishonesty to a child? How does that factor in your decision making?
Because I want to know that they're going to make the right decision, even if I'm not around. And if nobody is looking at them, that they make the right decision to protect the child.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Anybody else have any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Campbell, outside of the different levels of PET tests and what that means, moderate, significant, all that stuff, it is true because you testified earlier that Ms. Metter submitted to a second SASE evaluation, correct?
Yes.
All right. And that's a standardized therapeutic test that's widely used to determine risk levels for substance abuse disorder. Correct?
Yes.
And on her SASE, her most recent SASE, the results indicated that she poses a substantial risk for substance abuse disorder. Substantial risk for substance abuse disorder. Right?
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness.
Anybody else? Miss Campbell, so I believe it was your report that said 2 hours unsupervised at mom's house. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
That was
It was
CASA.
CASA, Judge.
It was CASA. Okay. So, Ms. Campbell, what is your recommendation for Ms. Metter's visitation?
We asked to increase her visitation to 2 hours, but supervised.
Okay, what is it right now?
She is at 1 hour.
Well, oh, you know what? My last order says mom visit 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. That's right. She is at 2 hours. I'm sorry. She is.
Okay. Okay, anybody else have a question, Ms. Campbell? No, okay, next witness, Mr. Baker, excuse me.
I'll call CASA, Christy briefly.
Okay.
Chris, how are the kids doing? Good?
Kids are doing good.
Okay.
Little Sharon's in school and Gunner's at home with Christine.
Okay. And has y'all's recommendation for there's just been talk about y'all recommending unsupervised visits. Has y'all's recommendation changed or does it remain the same, and why?
I don't have a problem. My recommendation was that if we moved to unsupervised, then that we give Glenn and Christine the ability to decide that, because they're the ones that see Sharon every week and they know if things are going well or and that they need more restriction, or if she's doing good enough and they want to let her take them to the Dairy Queen or something to get something and come back, then I don't really see an issue with that either. But like I say, but that's monitored and that can change depending upon her situation.
Based on the observations that Glenn makes at the time of the visit?
That's correct.
Okay. Does CASA have anything else to add regarding the children or anything else, any other events that have happened that the court needs to know about?
No, I think everything so far has gone well. That her visits have gone, mom's visits have gone well. Of course, they're supervised there at the house, but like I say, I think everything has gone well so far. So,
okay, thank you, Chris. I'll pass the witness.
Anybody have any question of CASA?
Real brief, Judge.
Okay.
Mr. Perry, I appreciate the recommendation. I just wanted to point out a potential issue and asked if you see this as an issue. At the current point, the permanency plan is relative conservatorship. Are you aware of that?
yes.
Which means the department's goal is for Mr. Glenn Metter to ultimately maintain primary conservatorship of the kids after we're all out of this. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And could you see how that would put potentially Glenn Metter and Sharon Metter at odds with each other?
No, not really.
Okay, so you don't see any concern with Mr. Glenn Metter being in control of whether or not Ms. Metter has the 2 hours of unsupervised?
Because they're in it for the kids.
I don't. I mean, no, I don't see that
Okay,
to
if
be
you don't, I'm just asking the question. How would you feel about a plan where 2 hours unsupervised if the court granted it, but the CASA, the department had the ability to stop that if there were something going wrong? So that 2 hours unsupervised being the default, but with the ability to stop it. Would that be an appropriate plan in your mind?
Yeah, I would see no problem with that.
All right, thank you, sir. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Anybody else? No. Okay, any more witnesses, Mr. Baker?
No witnesses, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Miss Shell, anyway, now I think I already know what I'm gonna do about visitation. I think maybe it's kind of a happy medium for everybody.
Okay, no questions. I did just send everyone that divorce decree, just so you have it for your files, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Did you do it?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, was he pro se?
It was a default, but
Oh.
yes.
Okay, yeah, so to speak, yeah, okay. Okay, Mr. Howard, anything?
Judge, I think the only thing I'll say is I'm a little disappointed in my client for a number of reasons. Whether he's going to work services or not, I would like for him to at least participate in the decision-making process. I have sent him some pretty strongly worded emails, text messages, phone messages, had employed his dad to help try to get me to talk to him, and no responses. So I don't know what to do next besides maybe try to work it out with his dad sometime to show up at his house and knock on the door. And quite frankly, the reason I'd like to have some discussion with him is I'd just like for him to make informed decisions about himself and the future of this case. And by refusing to talk to me, at least I don't feel like he's getting the information that I would like for him to have.
I get it. I totally get it. I mean, it makes me wonder if the children were in foster, like with foster family, if he would be more cooperative than with the children being with his dad, whatever. Okay. Miss Miller.
Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to visit the kids in the home. I have no concerns at all about their care with Mr. Metter and Miss Trigg. I understand there is a desire to have unsupervised visitation, but my reason for advocating against that is Miss Metter's continued flawed, faulty decision-making and dishonesty. There's no telling what could happen during those 2 hours of unsupervised contact with the children, whether it is exposure to people that she shouldn't be around or substances that she shouldn't be around. I think the SASE tells us everything that we need to know in terms of her prognosis and her current level of success. And at a minimum, I will not sleep if she is alone with these children for any amount of time until her substance abuse treatment is complete and until we have a recommendation from her therapist and her substance abuse counselor or therapist that it is okay, in a professional opinion, for her to have unsupervised visitation with the children. This includes any kind of sandwich visit. This includes any kind of visitation in public or any kind of visitation at her home. I am fine with her having extended periods of possession if she is supervised by her mother or Mr. Metter. In fact, I have already agreed to that. I have already suggested that on my own in terms of school shopping and her involvement with the children. But I cannot and I will not trust Sharon Metter with these children.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Miller. I have a couple of questions for the group. Let me write something else down. Okay. Did y'all get a reset date for mediation?
I think we did. I think we said it already.
It's November 7th.
Okay. Because I'm going to change the next court date because it's too early. I don't know what that question means. Okay. Mr. Baker, you're the closest I have to a drug testing expert.
I wouldn't call it that.
Well, I said you're the closest I have. So there you go. What Mom did a nail test on July 10th that was negative. Pest test a couple weeks earlier was positive, correct?
I've also I gave 2 pet tests already.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, and that's what my question was. Why did Miss Metter pay for testing? I mean, like, is she doing UAs through the department, Miss Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
But her PEth, that's a hard word for me to say, her PEth test she paid for?
Yes, the court ordered her to pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, the court ordered it, and the last time we were here, y'all wanted a nail test but needed to wait a little longer. So
Yeah.
Sharon went and got one on her own, and then just to go ahead and get it done. And then, I think she took another one after that for the department. Or what
And
else?
is that the one Ms. Campbell testified to, the results from, that was from the 7/10/25 one?
No,
Yes.
ma'am. No,
Yes, it
ma'am.
is, Sharon. You took a nail test on 7/10 that you paid for.
Yes, ma'am, I did, but I also took a PET test. The PET test that she's saying significant to isn't the one that is the one. I took another PET test that scored a 54 on it, not a 172, and that was 2 weeks after I took the first PET test.
I've not been given that test.
I haven't seen that test either.
I gave it to my lawyer, and it was a
Uh-oh.
score of 52. And that was the second PET that I took second week after that.
So a month after your DWI, you took a second PET test that still scored positive for
No, sir. It was y'all gave me a PET test a week after I had 2 weeks after I had the DWI, and I took another PET test that next week. So it was 3 weeks.
3
I
weeks.
think, yes, sir. And it goes
Never
back
received
45. It goes back 30 to 45 days, not just 3 weeks. The PET test.
So I'm sorry, Sharon, when you sent me that PET test with the 54, it had the wrong date in the image, so I thought it was the same one. So I apologize, I didn't send that out. I'll send that now.
Okay.
And what was the date of that one?
Let me see, Judge, I'm sorry. That one was taken the same day she did the nail test, July 10th.
Okay.
I just thought it was the nail test. I didn't realize it was another test.
Okay. So, Mr. Baker, what kind of test does the department want for alcohol?
So, Judge, there's obviously concerns from the department in the past, and still Miss Miller today, even, that Miss Metter may be coloring her hair. I was going to suggest that the court, based on the newfound alcohol concerns, that Miss Metter submit to a hair strand test for ETOH on a 90-day schedule, but maybe it should be a nail test instead.
She'll
the
do
only
either
other-
one. She'll do either one, but the department testified they take pictures of her hair and they're confident she's not coloring it. So what
Okay.
Ms. Miller sees on his 2x2 picture on the screen is, I think, a little less reliable than your caseworker's constant photos.
Well, Miss Miller, I mean, Michelle, I gotta be honest. I mean, I kind of think, I mean, I'm lower than 2x2, but I've always sort of thought that there was some
If that's her hair color, it's never changed.
Okay.
She'll do whatever y'all want her to do.
So to finish answering your question, Judge, a 90-day schedule for either hair or nail testing might be appropriate. The other thing that might be appropriate, which I don't think the department would like because they'd have to pay for it, would be PET testing on a 30-day schedule. The reason I say 30 days is, short of calling an actual expert on PET testing, which obviously I don't have one available today, all of the literature I've read says that PET testing tests for alcohol consumption accurately between out to 2 to 4 weeks from the date of alcohol consumption. And I'm not too concerned with what the actual levels are or necessarily what the levels mean, more so than I think the department is concerned with whether there's any consumption at all. Right? Whether it's low consumption, moderate, significant, that's not the point. The point is there being alcohol consumed? So that the PET testing on a 30-day schedule, I think would be probably the most reliable, but a PET test also costs $205, I think.
Well, she's not paying any child support now, is she?
That would be a question for the department. Stacy, Ms. Campbell?
No, she does not.
Well, there you go.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
But Miss Metter does provide clothing and necessities for the children when there is a need for it.
Well, that's good. That's good. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Anybody got anything else they'd like to add? Okay, Miss Metter, for a couple more days, I have to tell you, you have to comply with your service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Y'all, our next hearing was set on 9/23. I think that's too soon. Cause the trial is 12/9, y'all are going to mediation 11/7 or something, so right now, we don't have a sense of a date, so I'm just gonna put it, Miss Miller, we're just gonna have to work around a Thursday, 10/23/25. That's the next hearing. We can do it. What time do y'all start over there on Thursdays?
I believe that I'm set for both Comanche and Brown County on that day. That was one of their unavoidable conflict days. So I already have a 9 hearing scheduled for that day. The afternoon would certainly be better than the morning.
Can y'all do, I mean, like what time do you want in the afternoon? I can do afternoon. Can y'all?
I would think any time after 1:30 would be fine on the 23rd.
How about 2:00?
Sure.
Okay, 2:00. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that, Judge.
That gives you a little more time. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so that's our next permanency hearing. I'm gonna order mom pest test as directed by the department at her expense. I think the 30-day thing is a good idea, but I think y'all need to kind of get your calendar, serve the court report up to date, and see what y'all think is a good schedule. UAs are to continue as previously directed. I'm gonna order or allow Miss Metter to do sandwich visits. Sorry, Miss Miller, 1 hour supervised at placement, 1 hour unsupervised in a public place in San Saba, and no one else present, then 1 hour back. I mean, nobody else unless it's placement, then 1 hour back at placement. If Ms. Metter continues compliance and the visits are to be arranged by CPS placement and ad items. These can increase or decrease based on service plan compliance. She can also go to doctor's appointments, school activities, etc., with placement as long as she is service plan compliant. I mean, I don't want any, traveling far. I don't want Mr. Metter around. I don't want any of her friends around. I don't want any of that, but gotta try something because we're getting near the end of the line.
Your Honor, may I please ask that CASA, CPS, and I be advised of when those unsupervised visits are to occur?
Okay.
And if not advised of when they are to occur, that they not occur.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry, advised by whom? The department?
Whoever sets them up.
I just want to make sure the order's not ambiguous, so she doesn't lose a visit over it. So just asking for clarity.
CPS and attorney ad litem are to be informed in advance of the visits. No notice to these visits, no visits occur. Is that what you needed, Ms. Miller?
It is. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to add once visits are arranged. Okay, got it. Okay, thank y'all. Excuse me?
The only other observation that I would have is that the visits to be in a public place, I'm not sure whether you said that or not, but
Yeah.
that the visits be at a public place and not at mother's home, and that she's not allowed to transport the children.
Got it. I had public place and then I added in Sensaba. No one else present and not transport children. Okay.
Judge, on that October 23rd court date, can I have permission to appear remotely by Zoom?
Yeah, it's all gonna be Zoom. We're not gonna come over. We're not gonna waste the state money because I have another county and somewhere else in the morning. Too far away to travel. Okay. Okay, well, let's hope everything goes well and I'll see y'all then. Thank you. Y'all are excused. Thank you. In the interest of Chapman child, everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Dad's not here again, but we're going to go on and proceed because he knew about, I think Miss Lawrence said last week that he knew about the hearing. And I hope Miss Willis had an opportunity to get in touch with him. Did you, Miss Willis? Okay, well.
I have not been able to reach him.
Okay. Okay, Miss Vanna, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. It's my understanding that Ms. Lawrence agrees to TMC to the department and to work services. So I just want to verify that that is still accurate. Is that still accurate, Ms. Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so because we have an agreement from Mom, I'm going to focus on Dad. I would call Mr. Michael Baucher. Mr. Baucher, were you the investigator in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me what the referral was regarding this particular case?
Yes, the case came in with concerns for neglectful supervision of the child Casey Chapman by Daniel Chapman. There was concerns for alcohol abuse in the home as well as domestic violence occurring in the household with the child.
Were there concerns about Miss Lawrence also abusing alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have the parents worked any services for the department in the past, specifically Mr. Chapman?
Yes. The department, or they were referred to family-based safety services in July of 2024.
Okay. And did they work those services?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall how long that case was open?
It closed at the end of December.
Okay. So from about July of 2024 to December of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the basis of, why were the parents referred to FBSS?
There was concerns for the same thing, concerns for alcohol abuse and domestic violence in the home.
Okay. And during this investigation, was there also, did an assault occur?
Yes.
Okay. And was anybody arrested?
Yes, Mr. Chapman was.
Okay. Was there an EPO that was put in place?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know who that EPO protected?
It protected Miss Lawrence, Megan Lawrence, and Casey Chapman, the child.
Okay. Have you read the EPO?
Yes, I did review it.
Okay. Was Mr. Chapman supposed to stay away from Miss Lawrence a certain amount of feet and away from her residence and the child?
Yes.
Okay.
The exact feet.
And I'm sorry?
I don't know the exact feet. I think it was 200 or 500 feet from the home.
Okay, that's fine. And however, they were able to communicate so long as it wasn't in a threatening or harassing manner. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And during your investigation, do you know if Mr. Chapman violated that EPO?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And how do you know this?
I found him hiding in a closet when I went to the home.
Okay. And when you say went to the home, what home?
When I went to Miss Lawrence's residence in Burnett.
Okay. And when you found him in the closet, did you have an opportunity to actually have a discussion with him?
Yes, I introduced myself and asked him to step out into the living room so that we could conduct an interview.
Okay. And did you conduct that interview?
Partially, he's interviewed for part of it, yes.
Okay. What do you mean by partially?
So he became upset when we started talking about concerns for drug allegations. When I was just collecting historical data, he said he wanted to get an attorney and that he didn't want to discuss it because he felt like I was trapping him or building a case, in his words, on him.
Okay. Did he ever, did you ask him why he wasn't, well, did you try to reach him before the time you found him at Miss Lawrence's home?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to get in touch with him prior to that?
No.
Did you ask him why he wasn't returning your calls or wanting to communicate?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
He told me that he wanted to make sure that he was in a good position. He wanted to make sure that he had entered himself into a rehab facility before he made any contact with the department.
Okay. And Mr. Chapman making that statement, what does that say to you?
That there's a concern for alcohol abuse. He admitted to having an alcohol abuse problem.
Okay. Can you tell me what reasonable efforts the department made, I guess specifically you, to prevent the necessity for this removal?
So we were looking at getting OSAR assessments set up for Mr. Chapman and Miss Lawrence. The family, Casey was already with his maternal grandmother. At this point, the plan was to complete the services and get the ball rolling with that. But because I hadn't been able to make contact with Mr. Chapman, as well as me finding him in the home, after I was, trying to get these services started and address concerns for alcohol abuse in the home, there was a concern that any of the safety plan or any sort of FBSS or anything like that wasn't going to be followed through with because of the previous cases, as well as them breaking the EPO again. Okay.
And when you say you didn't think there'd be follow through because of the previous cases, what do you mean by that?
In the previous case, it was stated that the emergency protective order was broken in that case as well. Mr. Chapman, I later found out that he did not complete his he was at Joshua's house for alcohol treatment, and he did not complete that course there. And then he fell off from going to his AA meetings. Miss Lawrence also was recommended to go to inpatient treatment in the last CPS case during FBSS, and she did not. So there was concern that that case closed in December of 24, and here we are, and this case came in August of this year. So not even 8 months later that we got another case for the same exact thing.
Okay. And is the child currently placed with a relative?
Yes, maternal grandparents.
Okay. And are they willing to be placement for this child?
Yes.
Okay. Has the department done a home study on the current placement?
It's been requested, yes.
Okay. Do you think that the court should grant the department temporary managing conservatorship of Casey Chapman?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Baucher? No.
I have no questions.
Okay. Next witness, Miss Vanna.
Thank you, Judge. I would call Miss Megan Lawrence.
Okay.
Miss Lawrence, is there any Native American heritage in your family?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And Miss Lawrence, did you have an OSAR scheduled for yesterday?
Yes, I did, and I completed it.
Okay, fantastic. Do you know where Mr. Chapman is located currently, or where
No,
he's
ma'am.
living?
And I would just like to say I apologize to the court for allowing him to enter my home against the EPO.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Okay, anybody else have any questions, Ms. Lawrence? No?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Willis.
Yes, Ms. Chapman, do you, you say you don't know where he is right now. Do you have any possible suggestions of places he could be hiding at or people he could be staying with that you aren't sure of?
Yes, ma'am. I know that previously he had let me know that he was staying with his brother, Michael Chapman. I don't know if that's still going on. I know that when he showed up at my home to get some stuff and he didn't have a place to go, that Michael was going out of the state and he wasn't going to allow Daniel to stay at the home while he wasn't there. Okay. So I know that he at some point, according to him, had been staying with his brother. I've given Mr. Baucher his contact information. I don't know if he's been able to get a hold of Michael Chapman.
Where does Michael Chapman live?
He lives in Austin.
Okay.
And and then he had just, the only other thing that Daniel told me at some point was that he was staying with a couple friends, like kind of couch surfing or couch bouncing here to there. He's from the area and he just has a lot of old acquaintances, but I don't know any of them and I don't have any of their contact information. So that's as far as I could guess.
As far as you know, is there a chance, I know he has a warrant right now, but is there a chance that he could be in jail somewhere else?
I suppose so. I've really tried to kind of just try to focus on myself and Casey now, and I not worry about what's going on with him anymore because it certainly hasn't done me any favors. I suppose it could be a chance. I haven't looked into it. I haven't called around, so.
Okay. And then your landlord, I know you've been in touch with him and you've got an agreement with him. Do you think that he's been in touch with Daniel at all, as far as you know?
Excuse me. Typically I'm the person that they communicate with, but I really don't know.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Ms. Lawrence, did you tell me last time that Daniel is on Casey's birth certificate or not?
Yes, ma'am, he is.
Yes, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Anybody else have any witnesses? Miss Vanna, any more?
Yes, Judge, I would like to call Miss Margie Lawrence.
Okay, please.
Miss Lawrence, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
We need to see you also, Miss Lawrence. Excuse me, Miss Lawrence.
Be patient. I don't think she's quite the techie one in her family, so give her just a second here. Let me see if I can text her and help her.
I think she showed up last time.
Yes, she did, but I think her husband was helping her.
Okay.
Let me see if maybe she can call me.
Or if she can just unmute herself, that would make me happy.
Okay, well, okay. Let me just try to call her, Judge.
Okay.
She says she's clicking on the unmute. Let me call her.
Y'all know anybody named
Yes, I'm going to put you on. That's okay.
Okay, hold on. Do y'all know anybody named Delaney Dawson?
No, Judge.
I got an email from Sheila Stewart. It said the above is in Austin Oaks and will need the Zoom link in order to be able to attend the hearing today. She'll be calling back shortly. Do you have the link that I can give her? I'm like, I don't know who that person is. So, okay, at least y'all don't know who it is either.
I wonder if Dad is in some sort of rehab and trying to get in.
Well, the above is in Austin Oaks and the above was Delaney Dawson. Oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe like a case manager or something.
Like a case manager or something.
What's Austin Oaks? Anybody know? Sounds like a psychiatric facility.
It's a mental health facility, Judge.
Okay. Well, who's gonna be? Where is where is conservatorship people, Mr. Baucher? Or Miss Baker? They're not here.
Let me yell down the hall real quick, Judge.
Yeah,
Well-
Justin Oaks is only for women, if that helps.
Well, Delaney sort of, well, yeah, that helps. Okay. Okay, go on. It was, let's see, who, Miss Vanna, you were asking, where is she? She's gone.
But she's on the phone with Miss McClure, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, she's here on the phone, Judge.
Okay. Can she hear me? Miss Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Casey is fussing now because he wants the phone.
That's okay. That's okay. Miss Lawrence, my name is Agatha Vanna, and I represent the Department of Family and Protective Services. And I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
It's my understanding that Casey had a club foot. Is that right?
Yes, he did. His right foot.
Okay. And did he have surgery on that foot?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Do you know there was some sort of regimen with braces that was supposed to be followed? Is that right?
Yes, there were several months of 23 out of 24 hours that he wore a special shoe with a bar between them, calibrated to remedy his problem. And then in February, in fact, February 19th, he graduated, so to speak, to just needing the bar 12 hours a day. Or actually, it would be done at night, so it would not interfere with his developmental, the physical walking and running and that kind of thing.
Okay. Do you know if that regimen was followed after Miss Lawrence moved back to this area with Mr. Chapman?
No, it was not followed.
Okay. Have you recently taken Casey to the doctor?
Yes, I did call into Scottish Rite, and they said that he absolutely must have this followed. I took him in to be remeasured. His foot had grown 2 sizes, and the bar had to be adjusted. And then we came home. We started that night, and he's had it every single night for the 12 hours.
Okay. Do you know if not having, is he going to need another surgery, or is what you're doing going to be enough to continue assisting him with his club foot?
Dr. Corey Gill is his amazing doctor, and he said, we may have lucked out. There has been a slight regression, but he felt that as long as we had his foot, properly in place for the 12 hours every night, we very well could avoid that. It just may do its thing and be a-okay. They'll assess come November, and we're very hopeful that it's going to be a positive outcome of just continuing wearing the shoes and brace 12 hours out of 24 and done at night.
Okay, thank you so much,
But
Ms.
he did
Lawrence.
warn us. Yeah, he did warn us. If we didn't follow it that much, those hours, that surgery would be a possibility. And he conferred with a second doctor while I was there. But still, it could have been much worse. And we're very, very hopeful that this is going to do it, that we feel it will do it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lawrence. I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, Miss Lawrence? No? Okay, good news. Good news. Okay, thank you. Next witness, Miss Vanna.
No further witnesses, Judge.
Okay, Miss Tattle, any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Willis.
I'm sorry, this phone's a pain in the booty. I don't have anything, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Where's CASA?
I don't know.
I swear.
Your Honor.
Yes.
So there they are. Okay, so CVS was trying to get on, but for some reason their computer wasn't allowing them. They're using a different computer now. Joanna Foster is logging in right now.
Okay, yeah, I see her. Okay, thank you. Okay, so no CASA. Okay, Miss McClure.
It sounds like Casey's getting the medical care that he's needed. It sounds like grandma and grandpa are on it. I think mom had a visit last week and got to see Casey. I'm hopeful to get an OSAR result back that will point us in the right direction so that mom can get the help she needs. I think the family has a lot of hope that this can be redeemed and that it will be redeemed. And so I'm excited to look forward to seeing Megan do what she needs to do to have her son back.
Okay. We talked about rehab at the last week.
Yes, Judge, we did.
And do we find somewhere? What's the plan?
Judge, the plan was for her to take an OSAR and be completely honest and open with them about her substance abuse. And so hopefully there will be a referral for inpatient so that the department can pay for that. I know that Ms. Dowdle, I think last time, had mentioned at the court hearing that we would like to see maybe Christian Farms Treehouse or someplace like that be available for Ms. Lawrence.
Okay.
That's correct, Your Honor. And remember, we discussed that she's in the process of moving out of apartment. So she's hoping that they'll give us a good referral and there'll be a bed available, but she'll have sufficient time to get things out of the apartment and get moved out before she goes to rehab.
Okay. Okay.
I know that after that, the department definitely wants to have a family group conference to see what other services would benefit Ms. Lawrence in helping with her recovery and reunification.
Right. Okay, got it. Okay, well, I'm gonna name the department the temporary managing conservator of our little man. Ms. Lawrence's court-appointed attorney application is due in a week, or Ms. Dowdle will be released from further representation. Our status hearing is going to be 9/30/25. Ms. Lawrence, that's where your services will be developed. And for the next couple of days, I have to tell you, you have to comply with your service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination. You're to successfully complete inpatient rehab if recommended by your OSAR evaluation. You're to provide personal effects as for little man as requested by CPS. The placement and or the ad litems. Visits are also as agreed by them. No visits for the father until he is service plan compliant and has 3 clean consecutive UAs. Okay, anybody need anything else?
Judge, not from the court, but I see the window of DFPS. It says Joanna Foster, but that is not Miss Joanna Foster. So I would like to find out who the caseworker is going to be.
Okay.
Hi, my Zoom link is broken. It's Brittany Danaher.
Okay. Okay. And Brittany, do you have the contact information for mom, and can you provide everybody with your contact information via email?
Yes.
Okay. And can you spell your last name for me?
DANAHER.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody good? Anybody need any other orders?
May I ask a question?
Yeah, I hope if your lawyer didn't tell you to be quiet, but go on, ma'am.
It's just, I just missed the date and time of the next hearing. I didn't quite hear you.
It's 9/30/25. I don't know the times until that week before.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, well, good luck. And then, ma'am, if you're in rehab, then just let your lawyer know. So, you know, you can zoom in from there because we'll be on Zoom. Yeah, y'all agreed that all hearings can be held via Zoom also, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, you can zoom in from anywhere.
Judge, am I still on? I guess I am.
Yes, you're on.
Okay.
You don't have much to do, but you're hanging around.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank y'all. Okay. Y'all are excused. Have a good day. Good luck.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.